Create a loading animation with me on Figma. I'm going ahead to draw a circle of 100 by 100, 100 width, 100 in height. Then I'm going to the middle of the circle where you see this tiny dot, and then I'm going to click on it and hold down shift and drag it up to the point where it's 75 degrees. Then I'll go all the way down to where I see arc on the design panel, and then I'll click on ratio and type in 100, so it gives me this sort of skeletal structure. Then I would remove the fill if there's still any fill, and then I would add a stroke, and then I will increase the stroke to about 10 pixels and change the color of the stroke. So to round the endpoint, you click on that filter looking icon at the side of the stroke, and then click on endpoint and click on rounded, so it gives you this round effect on the stroke. And then you go to change the color of the stroke. I am going to be using a gradient instead of a solid color, and the kind of gradient I'm using is angular gradient. Now the idea is to make sure that there's a lighter color at the beginning of the circle and the darker color with less opacity at the other end of the circle. And then when you're done, it should look something like what you're about to see. Keep playing with it until you get the desired outcome you're looking for. Once you're satisfied with the adjustments you made, make sure to reduce the opacity on the second end of the circle to 0, so it gives you that fading effect or that fading look. Once that is done, click on your circle and then make it a frame selection. Duplicate this circle 4 more times, but because you need 4 different rotations. Now select each circle, click on each circle, click on enter to make sure you're selecting inside the circle and not the frame of the circle. This is important because the interaction will not work if you rotate the frame and not the circle element itself. So when you click on the frame, click on enter, it should highlight the circle itself, then you rotate it. You can either rotate it manually or click on the rotate icon in the design panel. Once you're done with that, select the entire frame all together and create a component set. Head over to the prototypes tab and click on prototype. This is where the animation happens. We're going to connect each of the dots by a trigger of after delay 1 millisecond and smart animate ease out 300 milliseconds. To make that loop happen, where the animation, the icon keeps turning and turning and turning, then you must connect the last frame, which is this particular frame right now. You must connect it to the first frame. Once you're done with that, go to your assets panel and grab the asset that you just created, the component you just created. Grab it and add it to a frame. It would not work if it's not on a frame. Add it to a frame, add a flow starting point, and you should get this beautiful animation twirling and swirling in front of you. And that's how to create this loading animation in Figma.